are at day 11. Today we're going to add gratitude on to the end of what we've been practicing so far. And if you're like me and you always like to move on to the next thing and learn the next thing, you might be getting a little bored with the balancing breath and the come to your senses because we've done that so many times in a row. But I want to assure you that that is on purpose, right? I want to get these techniques in your bones. I want you to know these things inside and out so that you really become self-sufficient. I want the first part of this course to train you to have the M word technique so that you can do it on your own without me guiding you. You just wake up, freshen up, and do the M word technique. That's what this training is for. And there really is power in repetition. Each time your body touches this, it's going to give itself permission to release even more fully each time we practice. So stay in the saddle, let these things deepen as you repeat them. So we're going to dive right in today. So go ahead and get comfy, back supported, head free, and we'll begin with balancing breath. We'll move into come to your senses, then our effortless silence. And I always like to end a silent practice with a moment of gratitude, because again, we start to train our brain to look for everything that's going right. So go ahead and close the eyes, and we'll take our right hand, our thumb, and our ring finger, and we'll do a few cycles of the balancing breath. So we always begin with an exhale on the left side, and then we inhale through the left. Challenging yourself to take the biggest inhale you've taken all week, and challenging yourself to float there at the top in that little space between for even longer than you did yesterday, and then switch sides and just let that air fall effortlessly out of your lungs all the way to empty. And when you get to the bottom of that exhale, floating there for a moment, not until your lungs tremble, but until you're really ready to let that air just fall back into the lungs, until you're all the way to full, almost like you're at the top of a roller coaster for just a moment, and then we switch sides and we allow that coaster of the breath to fall out of the lungs. So taking this in your own time, the pattern is out through the left, in through the left, and then we switch sides, out through the right, in through the right. So as we close our nostrils, it slows down our metabolic rate, which doesn't mean you're going to gain weight. Our metabolic rate is the rate with which the body consumes oxygen. So we're slowing down our breathing. We're helping to de-excite the nervous system. And when you de-excite something, you create order. So you can continue on with this balancing breath in your own time. I'm just explaining to you what happens when we give the body the rest that it needs. When you de-excite something, you create order. And when you create order in the cells in your body, then the lifetime of accumulated stresses can start to leave your body. Also, slowing down our metabolic rate is a beautiful way to prepare for the effortless silence. So we'll do a few more cycles, this time engaging our imagination. So on your next inhale, imagining that this breath and this energy is coming in through the base of the spine. As we fill the lungs, the energy travels up the spine, and then we switch sides and we exhale and we send that breath right out through the middle of the forehead. Really imagining a circle or a cycle of energy in through the base and out through your forehead, waking up your sexual energy, your creative energy, and harnessing that power to send it out into everything that you want to create in your life and in your day. This breath is very cleansing. It's allowing your critical mind and your creative mind to dance with each other, strengthening that corpus callosum. So the next time you come to an exhale on the left-hand side, keeping the eyes closed and dropping your hands into your lap, and we'll move into come to your senses. So we start with our sense of hearing, really taking it all in. The subtle, the pronounced, the loud, the soft. Pretending for a moment that you're a superhero and you have bionic ears. How far away can you detect a sound? Really good. And on your next breath, moving your awareness to your sense of touch. And noticing if you can feel the sensations from the bottom of your feet all the way to the top of your head at the same time. Like every single hair on your body becomes an antenna. Super sensitive, really attuned to the tactile sensations. Good, and now even with the eyes closed, see what you're seeing. Enjoying the visual sensation that happens even with the eyes closed, the part of that that's happening in the mind. You might see colors or shapes or even the cells dancing in front of your eyes. Really good. And on your next breath, taste what you're tasting. And then taking a delicious inhale and waking up your sense of smell. What's the most prominent? What's the most subtle? And now we pull the lens back and we allow all 5 of our senses to dance with each other at the same time. So hear what you're hearing, feel what you're feeling, see what you're seeing, taste what you're tasting, and smell what you're smelling. Giving yourself full permission to surrender into this moment and to accept everything that's happening as perfect and meant and as part of your meditation. And now, just imagining the body has weights on it and we're melting into the chair. We'll move into the effortless silence. So hearing that word as a whisper of an echo in the background of your mind. Noticing that each day that you come back to this technique, the word gets fainter and softer and finer. You need to use less and less effort, but trusting that you have it there as an anchor to come back to when you realize that you've taken a mental field trip. And reminding yourself that thoughts are not the enemy. And So let's keep the eyes closed, but we'll cut the cord to our anchor and we'll gently let go of this word inside. We'll keep the eyes closed and we'll move into gratitude practice. And to start, we can go through all the different areas of your life, giving thanks for 3 things that you're most grateful for. So, your professional life, your personal life, meaning your family or your friends. What 3 things are you most grateful for in your physical life? Your spiritual, and finally your financial. What 3 things do you have to be grateful for in the land of finance? Moving us to a mindset of abundance and gratitude, training our brain to look for everything that's going right and watering the flowers. Really good. And in your own time, whenever you're feeling ready, we can easily, gently, slowly open the eyes. High five. You're doing it. You're rocking it. I know this stuff is simple, but what I want you to start to do is look at how things start to shift in your life versus what's happening in the sitting. It's really easy to judge our meditations based on, well, how shallow was that, or how deep was that, or how many thoughts was I having? But I want to encourage you to go ahead and reframe what you consider a successful meditation and start to look at what's shifting in your life. Do you have a little bit more patience, a little bit more generosity, a little bit more compassion with your eyes open than you did 10 days ago? That's how we want to start to judge the meditation, not necessarily what was happening during the sitting. But you're doing great, and tomorrow we're going to add on our final element of the M-word technique. Tomorrow we're going to do all of them together, and we're going to finish with the love bomb. So let me know what this was like for you in the tribe, what questions are coming up. Are you okay with the effortless silence? Does it feel challenging? Let me know what your experience is, and then we can all help each other. All right, friends, happy meditating, and I'll see you tomorrow.